Hi, this is the second video in a two-part series about how to create a package in Python using setup tools. Last time we created the package which contained the module which contained the function that we wanted to be able to import from anywhere on our computer. It didn't matter what directory we were in. Doing so means that we didn't need to write long amounts of code, and in fact we don't even need to know the code for the functions that we're importing, so it's a very efficient way of working. And then we stopped. Today's video takes that on. We're going to look at the module that we created and we're going to upgrade it to include more functionality. It's very simple to do, but as before, it is quite technical, so pause the video where you need to and make sure you're getting every step right. Just a recap for where we were. If we go into File Explorer and onto the C drive, which is the hard drive here, and our folder was operations, and in there we have a load of things now. There was license and readme, which are both blank, the setup file, which we will be revisiting, and then here are the things that the computer built and the operations egg one. So the computer built build, dist and operations. We're going to do some work, then we'll come back to dist, and inside operations subfolder, which we created, is the dunder init file. And in there are the functions that we want to be using and importing. So we'll close that out for now. Let's go to our text editor. I'll use Atom for this. And it's loaded because I've just been working on it. If it wasn't, I would go to File, Open Folder, onto the C drive, Operations, and I would click Select Folder, and it will take you to where we are now. In our dunder init file, these are the operations that we've been using. So at the moment, all we can do is calculate the product of two numbers that we give to the computer. Now let's do a second one. We will calculate the sum of two numbers again. Those numbers are A and B, and we will have to give those, put a colon, enter, and it will return A add B this time. So it looks very much like before, but the difference is before we were multiplying and now we're adding. So we've got a second layer of functionality. If we save that and go into PowerShell to test it, it's not going to work. So we can type Python and we need to import operations. So first one we had from last time was product. So we import the module, which is operations, dot product, just the same as before, there's no spaces. Open the bracket, let's say we want to calculate the product of 9 and 3, and hit enter, and we get 27, so we can see that's working. If we try and do the same thing for the function that we've just created, so operations.sum brackets, let's say we want to do 7 add 8, it's going to tell us that basically it can't find what we're looking for. And that's fine, it's exactly what we expect, because at the minute we've changed it in this area, but we haven't told the computer the new information. We haven't put it in the right place in site packages. So we've done the first bit. Step 2, we go to setup.py, and this needs to be changed. It will not accept it if you don't change the version number. This is our second version, so we're going to call this 0.2. Everything else looks good, so we'll keep that the same. Control and S to save. And the same with this one. This has already been saved, and we can do that via File and Save or Control and S. That's all looking good. Go down to the search bar as before and type com for command prompt, and we'll run that as the administrator. And we want to get into the right folder, so change directory C:/ and it's the operations folder, and I missed the S off, which is why that isn't working. Change directory C:/ operations. There we go. Okay, we're in. And then we want to type in python setup.py sdist bdist _wheel. It's all the same as it was before, except when we do that now, instead of it being 0.1, it's 0.2. So you can see that we're getting closer to this. There's another step though. As before, we need to change directory and go into the dist folder. If we have a look what's there, onto the C drive, operations, dist, and we now have twice as many things because the computer has created a wheel file for our 0.2 version, and this is the one that we want to be working with. So we'll right click on that and access the properties. Click there, highlight the whole name and copy that. And we're done with that, so we can get rid of that. And here we want to type in pip install and paste in the bit that we just copied, and remember .whl on the end as well, and hit enter. And we can see it successfully installed the operations 0.2 version. Don't worry about this yellow text, I need to upgrade my program. It's possible you won't see that, but it all still works regardless. We'll close that out and let's test it. So we'll go into PowerShell. This is on every Windows 10 computer if you've never used it before, and it's free of charge. It allows you just to run code in a simple but powerful environment. It's an excellent program. And we'll drag that over to the side and go into Python, and we want to import operations, and let's just check that it's working. So operations is the module, and this time the function is sum. Operations.sum, open bracket 3, 7. So we want to add together 3 and 7. Close bracket and hit enter, and you can see that it's working. And that's it. We've taken a module that we created before and we'd uploaded it to Site Packages. And we decided we wanted to change the functionality. So we could have deleted, instead we've simply added another function in. After that, we've gone through the technical process of upgrading it in Site Packages, and then we have imported the module here in PowerShell, and that module contains both of these functions, and we can call on those now. So we've just called on the sum function, and if we call on operations module product is the function here, so we always have the module dot product. Open the bracket, let's say we want to multiply 25 by 4, close the bracket. We're hoping it's going to say 100, and it does. We have accomplished everything we set out to. Thank you for watching.